Hello everyone, I'm Reena Augustine and you're watching Community Impact. My guest today is Bob Pillay, who is the Operations Manager for Cornerstone Law Offices and the founder for My Work Placement. Welcome, Bob.
Thank you, Reena.
Thank you for accepting to actually share your story today and your journey in Australia.
Yeah, thanks for having me. So
Mr. Bob, you have been in Australia for a long time. When did you come here?
Well, I came to Australia at the end of '89. So
Oh, wow.
that's 30 years ago. And I came in as a high school student.
Okay.
I started my grade 12 here in 1990.
1990?
1990. So yeah, I've been here just over 30 years now.
30 years. So would you say Australia gave you the opportunity?
Yes, I would definitely say Australia gave me lots of opportunities as far as cultural diversity is concerned, education is concerned, work placement is concerned, and also, most importantly, the education that actually led me overseas in working different countries as well. So I would say definitely did provide me a lot of opportunities.
Fantastic. What an example for Australians over here, actually the migrants over here who have migrated here and have a lot of dreams. So they can actually... you are the operations manager for Cornerstone Law Offices?
Yes, I am. I gave myself a title of operations manager. I actually started the law firm for my wife, Pillay, and I looked at the strategies. So just to give you a little bit of a background, I'm not a lawyer myself, so I come from an aerospace defense world, which looks at businesses, looks at strategies, looks at sustainability. So a lot of technical business principles I've actually applied when I started Cornerstone for Prav. As you know, it was a very small company, but it kind of grew organically.
Mm-hmm. And you do a lot of community work because wherever I've seen in the event, it says Cornerstone Law Offices, supported by Cornerstone Law Offices. And you do a lot of workshops and seminars. So what motivated you to do that? Yeah,
so that's an interesting point, Reena. We do support a lot of communities and a lot of events, particularly to educate people of different ethnic, cultural, country, diversity, all different backgrounds, because to me, when I came to Australia almost 30 years ago, what I found was we amalgamated, we actually learned about Australian ways, and that progress with the majority of the migration coming from all different parts, I think hasn't been done properly in a way of educating our brothers, sisters from all over the place on what Australia is all about. So I'm a big advocate of getting in touch with the community and integrating. And I think, I say that word all the time, is multiculturalism is one thing, but to have an integrated Australia is another thing.
Wow, integrated Australia. So give me an example.
Okay, so integrated Australia, what does it mean for me? Is for me when I invite people, not of just my origin, my ethnic background, but I invite people from rural Australia, Australians who've been here 50 years, second generation, Greeks maybe. So to me, that's an integrated Australia. So a multicultural party can actually have, or dinner party, can include people of different diversity. So to me, that's integrated, not just having a barbecue at my place with people from Fiji, for example, that's where I'm from, or friends from India, you know. I think it's the diversity that's actually lacking at this stage.
Absolutely correct. Talking about diversity, talking about people, you started this project called My Work Placement. Yes. It is just by the name itself, it gives me goosebumps because I came here as a student and I know the hardest part over here is to find jobs. Forget the job. A breakthrough for the students. So if you could explain us what exactly My Workplace does.
It is. It's very close to my heart, and I've known you obviously for quite a while now, Reena. And one of the things that's very close to my heart is giving people the opportunity, not only education. Education to me is like having a black belt in martial arts. You know, the real training starts after. So education equips you with tools, but what do you actually do with that follows afterwards. So the reason I actually founded my work placement is more about not only having the tools but providing the practical experience. Now, just to give you an understanding, so I started once I finished high school here in 1990. I did a diploma in architecture, and it was an amazing experience for me because I went from door to all the builders, all the development, and I was drafting from a garden shed to industrial shed, and purely to get experience. Those experience actually will lead into occupation.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's how you get the references for future jobs.
That's how you get the references. Now, to me, if you don't have the practical experience, no matter how much paper qualifications you have, employers, mainly employers, will look at it and go, what are you missing, and I call it progressive students or progressive certification collectors, which is great though, but if you don't find a job, for example, if you graduate with a diploma or degree, you don't find a job, my advice would be don't just jump and do a master's. Spend 6 months, look for experience first, and then go and do masters with it. Because what happens, otherwise you become a professional student with a lot of qualification and you actually put yourself out of market.
Wow, lot of qualification, no experience.
Exactly.
Wow.
So that's what I'm passionate about. To be honest, when I was studying, I did a lot of engineering work. I did a lot of welding, a lot of fabrication. So to me, that was real hands-on experience. It wasn't part of my course requirement, but it actually led me to doing bigger and better things when I traveled to US, working for defense companies. And I could not only manage, but I knew exactly what to do if there was a trouble. So yeah,
Wow.
so having hands-on experience is very important.
So how long you were in US for?
I was in US for 6 years.
6 years?
Yep, in California, and traveled a lot of other parts of the world. As a result of my job, Switzerland, Germany, all remote parts of US, which was quite an eye-opener, So that kind of also taught me that people need to complement themselves not only with qualification but experience, because then that gives you confidence. You can not only walk the walk, but you can talk the talk with the tools and experience as well.
Makes you street smart.
It does make you street smart.
Fantastic. So with the situation right now, COVID has actually hit the world. So it's very hard for students, let alone the students, for people who are actually residents over here, who are citizens over here, who are losing job, who are facing problems in finding a job. So at this situation, you have started the My Work Placement. So how is it going to help everybody?
Exactly. So My Work Placement, well, the company itself, obviously it's only started recently. We're only talking about months. But the concept was with me for a long time. Now, when you look at the farmers out west, when you look at the industrial and manufacturing operations in regional and remote Australia, let alone just Queensland, these people, these businesses are struggling to have people who can actually provide the skills and be able to be great manufacturers here. Or, for example, if you've got a property farmer, they can't get people to do their fencing, their maintenance, their mechanics, because they're remote. Okay? So to me, we have wealth of knowledge, lots of students, a lot of universities who are teaching, and a lot of students and interns, obviously, and graduates, a lot of experience here. Why can't we actually provide those skills to people who can actually leverage off it? So that's where I started My Work Placement recently as a result of COVID. And you touched on a very important topic. You did mention, why did I start My Work Placement during COVID? So if you look at this way, COVID actually killed a lot of inspiration for businesses. Okay, a lot of people are just surviving. Wouldn't you agree?
Absolutely, absolutely.
So a lot of businesses just surviving. You've got a lot of students who are going to be graduating in this year. If not, they've graduated already in April. And these people will not have work placements to go to get either a job to start off with or to even gain experience. So this is the opportunity while we're actually on the downtime to actually give some experience to people who actually need to complement with their qualification, plus provide the employers or the businesses with a bit of inspiration and motivation. For example, if you're a fabrication company or even a food manufacturing company maybe, okay, you could have a marketing person who can boost your business up, and at the same time this marketing graduate will have a real life experience. Now, we're not talking about just a someone with a food experience for a food company. We could have an IT intern who may be studying or may have graduated to provide automation into that particular business. Could be a furniture making, could be an accounting firm. So the sky is the limit basically as far as the opportunities are concerned.
So my work placement is a bridge between the student and the employers.
Exactly.
Wow, it's a win-win for both.
That's right. So, and it's a reverse model. I call it the reverse model, where we actually are the link in the chain between the graduates. I will say the graduates and the students, because a lot of time we only focus on the students while they're going through and studying. People who graduate and they don't get a work placement or a job, after a couple of years, they're actually out of the market because their qualification is expired. You know, not literally, but practically their qualification is expired. So graduates are a big opportunity as well for us to provide them the opportunity to place them in a workplace. So you asked a question that we play a very important role. Yes. So we interview our employers, find out the suitability after interviewing our interns or graduates, and we marry them or we match them up so it can complement the business and not be hindrance.
Wow. In this journey, the main question I want to ask you is that you came to Australia in 1989 as a student. Yep. Okay. So what is the one thing that you would like to tell the students they should do and they should not do?
Okay. So first of all, what they should do, okay, do not be afraid. Mm-hmm. Get your hands dirty. Get out there and do not be afraid, whether it's your height, the way you look, you may have an accent, whatever it may be that you are concerned about, do not worry. Get in there and get your hands dirty in a way, talking to people, go and see the country, go and travel around, try different areas of, you know, if you are an accountant, for example, or you're studying to be an accountant, go and do something completely different. Go and sweep the floor if you need to, okay? Because these are the opportunities that will actually come as a result of that. Now, I will tell you right now, when I was studying, one of the jobs I did was a cleaner's job, okay?
Wow.
So one of the jobs after school or after college, you know, we used to do for a couple of hours, and it was a great money earner. That money we collected, and we traveled around Australia with my mates, okay? So that's one of the things you should do. Build your resume up, okay? Talk to people that are outside your circle, okay? When I say outside your circle, I know it's very uncomfortable for people to get out of your circle, but next time, if you hear someone who sounds a little interesting, may not be within your circle, make a point, because that's breaking the barrier. That's actually getting outside the little circle, and that provides opportunities. So those are the things I think you should do. What you shouldn't do is limit yourself, okay? That I can't do this. No, I don't want to go to the regional part of Queensland because that Toowoomba is too far. Or I don't want to do this job because I'm a master's in engineering, so therefore being in a mine that only looks at a certain component is not suitable for me. Or I am a lawyer from overseas qualification, so I won't be doing any secretarial work. So these are the things that you shouldn't be looking at.
Fantastic.
You should actually do everything. Do not be afraid. Do not put a limit to yourself, and get out there, get your hands dirty, and enjoy what we have in this beautiful country.
Wow, fantastic. Thank you so much, Mr. Bob, for joining us. Thank you.
No worries. Thank you, Reena.